Welcome to the sixth section in my Twitch streaming series. So far, our hardware and software is all set up, so in this section, I'm going to show you how to create a gaming overlay graphic to give your stream a professional touch. So let's get it done. Overlay graphics not only look professional, they also make the perfect backdrop for all your alerts, logos, and things like in-stream chat. I'm going to show you a couple of ways to get an overlay, and I'll also show you how you can design your own custom overlay. So aside from paying someone to create an overlay for you, there are a couple of different ways to get an overlay for free. The first and easiest way is to go to Google and type in Twitch overlays PNG and then go into the images tab. Then find an overlay style you like, open it up, right click it, and then choose Save Image As and save it to your desktop. Then just make sure it is a PNG by right-clicking the downloaded image, going to Properties, and it should say PNG in here. If it says JPEG, then it's no good and you'll need to find another PNG image to use. Once you have a PNG overlay you like, go into OBS and in the Sources area, add an image and give it a name like Stream Overlay. Then click OK. Now hit Browse and point the browser to the location of the PNG overlay you just downloaded, and then hit OK to add it to your stream. If it shows up the wrong size here, just right-click the stream overlay source you just added, choose Transform, and then Fit to Screen. You can then select your webcam and drag that in behind the webcam box of this overlay. Just make sure that your webcam is below your stream overlay in this list so that it appears behind the overlay here in the scene window. Another way to get an overlay is to go to Google and search for Nerd or Die and look at the free resources tab. This is 100% free, or you can donate an amount that you choose, and has some really cool graphic packs and even a custom overlay maker. What if, though, you want to create a custom overlay yourself that is 100% tailored to you and your stream? Well, you can do that in a program like Photoshop, which is actually easier than you may realize. Creating an overlay this way means you can use whatever designs, colors, and layouts you want, and I'm going to show you how I created mine. Also, if you can't afford Photoshop, you can use a free program like GIMP instead. And while this tutorial will be done in Photoshop, the same techniques apply to the GIMP image editing software. First, I looked at a few layouts on Google Images to get an inspiration for my own layout that I could incorporate my logo and black, white, and red color scheme into. So first, decide on a color scheme and search on Google for terms like free black and red textures, if you want a red and black color scheme that is. Or try things like free graphic textures or free neon textures, depending on what style you are after. Once you see something you like, save it to your desktop the same way you did with the PNG overlay earlier. Now, with some inspiration in your arsenal, you can build upon that to create your own custom overlay. So what I did first in Photoshop was I created a new 1920 by 1080 template and set the resolution to 300 and the background contents to transparent. Then I took an existing overlay I liked and dropped it into Photoshop as a size and placement reference for my overlay. For reference here though, I'll just use the overlay I've already created. If the overlay you choose doesn't fit to this 1920 by 1080 canvas, then select the layer, hold Ctrl and press T on your keyboard and then drag these corners out to fill the size of your canvas. Then just double click once you are happy with the size to set it in place. Once that's done, drop the opacity of this image to 50% by using this opacity setting here. From here, I created a new layer and started creating shapes and coloring them in theme using my reference layer as a guide. Once I had a basic backdrop, I added my logo, a text link to my website, and then I grabbed some social media PNG icons off Google and dropped them in there too. That way, people viewing my stream will know what other social media sites to find me on. I added text for where the most recent follower and top donator would have their names updated live on stream, which I'll show you how to set up in the next section. I also created my own webcam box by creating a couple of colored rectangles and then just cutting the middle out of them to make a border. As a hot tip here, instead of using straight colors, try using different gradients to add a little visual interest to your overlay. And if you want some more complex, pre-made gradients, you can go to Google and search for Photoshop layer style packs and then import those into Photoshop for a more varied touch. Finally, once you are happy with your overlay, save it as a PNG file. Now go back over to OBS and in the sources area, add an image, name it Stream Overlay and click OK. Then hit Browse and point the browser to the location of the PNG overlay you just created. Then hit OK to add it over top of your stream. If it doesn't quite fit, right-click on the source and in the Transform submenu, choose one of these three options to better fit your overlay to your stream. And that's it for the stream overlay graphics. In the next section, I'm going to show you how to set up stream labels, Twitch alerts, and chat overlays to help finalize the look of your new streaming setup. And you can also check out my YouTube channel, which is Facepalm with a 4 and a 1, not an L, for a range of free videos covering everything from VR to regular gaming. So I hope this helped, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace! Welcome to the 7th section in my Twitch streaming series. In this section, I'm going to show you how to set up stream labels, Twitch alerts, and chat overlays to fill out your stream and help get your viewers more engaged. So let's get it done. So in case you don't know, stream labels are bits of text that appear on stream and show information like the latest subscriber or top donator. Twitch alerts, on the other hand, are notifications that pop up during your stream and alert everyone when someone has just followed, subscribed, or donated to your stream. And chat overlays are a way to display the chat on your actual stream instead of in a window on the side of a viewer's browser. This is good because viewers who aren't engaging with your Twitch chat can see what everyone else is chatting about, which encourages them to get involved, giving you a more engaging stream. And you can customize all of these however you like. First, let's set up the scrolling text notifications on our stream, aka stream labels, as Twitch alerts and chat boxes are also created through the Streamlabs software. So go to Google and search for Streamlabs and click on this link at the top. Once that loads up, log into Streamlabs by connecting with your Twitch account. Once you have connected, you'll be on the dashboard of the Streamlabs page. Here, you'll see info about recent follows, subscriptions, and donations, and below that is recent events. Then over here on the left, under My Account, is some information about donations, subscribers, and donation settings. Under that, in this widget section, is where we will set most of this up. So first, click the Stream Labels tab and then click one of these options to download the Stream Labels app to your Windows streaming PC or Mac. You also have an option to download Slobs, which is Streamlabs' own version of OBS with the Stream Labels app built into it. I don't really recommend you use this, as I like to just grab the new version of OBS by itself as soon as it comes out. Once you have picked your operating system and downloaded the installer, double click on the installer, follow the prompts to install, and then open the Stream Labels app. Now, just connect the Stream Labels app to your Twitch account by logging in and authorizing the connection. Then choose an output directory and point it to where you want to save the lists of subscribers and donators that will pop up on your stream. I recommend you create a new folder in your documents and name it Stream Labels, and then choose that directory to keep everything nice and tidy. Just make sure to keep this location in mind here because you are going to need it again in a minute. Once that's done, this window will come up and you can see a few people have subbed and donated while I've been running test streams on this account. Click on this cog icon at the top here, and using this drop down, you can select a field to edit. So if you scroll up a bit and pick all-time top donator, you can then customize how the text for the all-time top donator will appear on your stream. And you do that by entering these tokens into this message template field. So by default, this will show the top donator's name and then the amount that they donated. And you'll see a preview of how that will look on your stream displayed here. If you want to swap these around, just select all of this text, delete it, and then click these tokens to add the amount first and then the name. Once you're happy with it, click this disk icon to save your settings, and click the X icon to head back out to the main events window. It is also important to mention here that in order for all this to work, this Streamlabs app has to be open and running while you are streaming. So if you want to move it out of the way, you can minimize it, but don't close it. I'll repeat that. For Streamlabs to work and the text here to appear on your stream, you have to start the app before you stream and make sure that this window stays open while you stream. Now that you have told Streamlabs which label you want and how you want it set up, let's now add that label to your Twitch stream. Back in OBS, in the sources area, add a text GDI plus field and give it a name like Top Donator or whatever title you think is relevant to your label. Then click OK. Tick this Read from File box and browse to the location where you set your Streamlabs output directory to before. Mine was in Documents in the Streamlabs folder I created. In here, choose the file of the label you want. So as I called my source Top Donator, I'll choose the all-time Top Donator text file and hit Open. Now you'll see the all-time Top Donator's name and the amount they donated show up here. If you don't have any donators yet, then this will be blank, but you can still set this up now and position the label where you want it for when someone does donate. Also, in this window, you can change things like the font, color, and alignment of the text. And once you're happy, click OK and you'll see your stream label pop up in your scene window. To get this text scrolling, right-click on the source field of the label, select Filters, and then click this little plus button. Add a scroll effect, and then click OK. Now adjust this horizontal speed slider to get this text scrolling sideways, or the vertical slider to get it scrolling from top to bottom or vice versa. When you are happy with the speed, click Close, and you will see your text scrolling in your scene window. To resize it, you can either click and drag these little circles to resize the text vertically and horizontally at the same time, or if you want to stretch the text label, then hold the Shift key on your keyboard while you click and drag. If you want to crop your label, then hold the Alt key instead while you do that. Now place the label where you want, and you can now do the same for your recent followers, or whatever other labels you want to have on your stream. With your stream labels in position, let's set up Twitch alerts and how you want them to look and sound. So before you set this up, just quickly head into OBS and make sure in the settings menu on the audio tab that your desktop audio device is set to default. This will make sure that the audio from the alerts you are about to set up can be heard by your viewers. In some setups, you won't actually hear these alerts yourself, but that's quite normal, and the main thing is your viewers can hear them. From here, go back to the Streamlabs webpage, not the Streamlabs app, but the actual Streamlabs webpage, and in this widgets menu on the left, click on this alert box tab. In here, you will see the widget URL link for your alerts, which we will come back to in a minute. First, in this general settings section, you can change the general color, delay time, and layout of your alerts. From this bar up here, you can further customize the individual alerts when someone follows, subscribes, or donates to your stream, as well as a few other options by clicking the relevant tabs here. So if you click on the subscriptions tab, you can enable the alert and then pick a layout for this alert. For instance, this option here shows you that the zombie GIF will appear at the top of the alert, and the text in this field will appear underneath that GIF when someone subscribes to your stream. You can select how this alert will fade in and fade out with these drop downs, and by changing the type of text animation, you can choose how you want this text to move around when the alert appears on your stream. By default, this is set to wiggle, but if you want, you can change it to a bounce text, and you can see the text here bounce instead of wiggle. Then you can change this image by clicking Change Media and either uploading your own image. I suggest searching Google Images for GIFs to use, or you can browse the Streamlabs free stock files gallery for an image. Once you decided which image you want, click on it, click select, and the image you chose will now be shown here instead of the default zombie GIF. You can then preview the alert sound that plays with your image by hitting this play button, or click Change Media to upload your own sound. Alternatively, you can pick a sound that Streamlabs already has available for you. You can change the volume of the alert duration, and the alert text delay here. And you can also set resub message settings for people who are resubscribing to your stream. And you can set text to speech, font settings, and you can even create variations of these alerts, which I'm about to get into. Variations are a way for you to create a unique alert that somebody will only get if they meet a certain set of criteria. For instance, you can add a variation, name it 3-month sub, and then in this condition field here, you can either set the variation to come up randomly or set the variation alert to only come up for people who have subbed for at least a certain amount of months. For example, 3 months. You can set where the variation alert's text appears along with the image in the alert. You can set the duration of the alert, the delay, the fade animation, and what order you want the text to appear by using tokens. and what you want this unique message to say. Then you can change the volume of this alert, and you have other font and text customization options to change the alert even further, just like you have with any other alert, including the ability to choose the image that will pop up with this unique variation alert. For instance, this one here, and the sound you want to play when this alert goes off. Now, if you were to save this as an example, when someone who has been subscribed to your stream for at least 3 months then resubscribes, they will get this unique variation alert pop up on stream instead of the normal alert that everyone else gets when they sub to your stream. Pretty cool, and a great way to thank someone for renewing their subscription to your stream. Once all that is set up how you like it, don't forget to save your settings down the bottom here. With that done, you can test out these alerts by going up to the top here and launching this test alert window, which will pop up. Then you can click one of these test boxes to get a preview of what your alert will look like on your stream. So if we test subscription, the alert we created in the subscription section will pop up in this preview window. And if you want to test the variation alert you created as well, then scroll down to your alert variation and click this test button on the right here. And now this variation alert will play instead. Now close out of this preview window and do the same setup for any other type of alert you want to set up. And when you're happy, don't forget to go down the bottom and save your changes. So now you have created your Twitch alerts, you need to get these showing up on your stream. To do that, copy the widget URL up the top of this page here and then launch OBS. Then in the sources area, add a browser source. Give it a name like alerts, click OK, and then paste the widget URL we just copied from the Streamlabs webpage into this URL field here and click OK. Now, when someone subs, donates, or follows, the alerts you set up on the Streamlabs webpage will appear here. And you can test that by going back to the Streamlabs webpage and clicking on one of these test alert buttons to see the alert you created pop up in OBS, which your viewers will be able to see. Just make sure that this alert source is at the top of this list. Otherwise, the alert will get hidden behind whatever sources you have on top of it. You can then drag this alert to wherever you want it, and that's Twitch alerts. And finally, if you want to have your Twitch chat displayed on your stream, all you need to do is go to the Streamlabs webpage, click on this chat box tab, and then click this copy button to copy your chat box URL link. Now head back over to OBS and in the sources area, add another browser source. Give it a name like Chatbox, click OK, and then paste the Chatbox URL link you just copied from the Streamlabs webpage into this URL field here and click OK to add your Twitch chat to your stream. You won't see anything in here for now, but when someone types in the chat while you are streaming, that chat text will pop up directly on your stream. To customize the look and actions of this chat box, just head back to the chat box tab on the Streamlabs webpage and change the settings in here. I'm not going to go over all of these because they are all extremely straightforward and literally say exactly what they do. But as a general rule, for your chat box, you can pick a theme, choose to show or hide badges, which are the little icons that appear next to a viewer's name in the chat, and you can enable extra emotes, change the background color and the color and size of the chat text. You can also choose to hide messages after a certain amount of time, hide chatters, and last but not least, mute utterly unfunctional idiots from posting rubbish in your chat by typing their username in this field here. Trust me, this one will come in real handy. Oh, and don't forget to save your settings before exiting out of this tab. At this stage, you can close the Streamlabs webpage while you stream. Just make sure that you keep the Streamlabs app open at all times. And that's it for the stream labels, alerts, and chat overlays. In the next section, I'm going to show you how to set up Nightbot, song requests, commands, and giveaways. And you can also check out my YouTube channel, which is Facepalm with a 4 and a 1, not an L, for a range of free videos covering everything from VR to regular gaming. So I hope this helped, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace! Welcome to the 8th section in my Twitch streaming series. In this section, I'm going to show you how to set up Nightbot, song requests, commands, and giveaways to help show off your stream to the world. So let's get it done. Nightbot is an extremely powerful tool that can do a lot of things, including automatically posting in and moderating your stream's chat for you while you stream. Nightbot also allows your viewers to request songs, find info on your other channels, and be part of giveaways, as well as a few other things. To get started, go to Google and search for Nightbot app. Click this top link here, and once the Nightbot app webpage loads up, go ahead and click this link to download the app if you're on Windows, or this one if you're on Mac. Install the app by double-clicking on the installer and following the prompts, and once it's all done, open up the Nightbot app. Connect your Twitch account, and then authorize the Nightbot app connection. Once you are in, go over and click on this Join Channel box. And when this window pops up, select this /mod Nightbot text and hit Control and C on your keyboard to copy it to your clipboard. Now go to the twitch.tv website, click the drop-down menu here, go to your channel, then just paste that /mod Nightbot text into the chat and hit enter. You'll get a little message at the top of the chat that says you have added Nightbot as a moderator of this channel, or Nightbot is already a moderator of this channel if this has already been set up. While I'm here, I'll click this cog icon and pop out this chat window so you can see it in action as we go. Now head back over to the Nightbot app and close out of this pop-up window. In this column on the left here, you'll notice you are on the Dashboard tab, where you'll see some basic chat stats from your stream. In the Commands tab, you can see a list of default commands that are enabled by Nightbot. So when someone types one of these commands into your Twitch chat, Nightbot will do whatever it says under this command. For example, if someone watching your stream types !game into the chat, then Nightbot will list the name of the game that you are playing. And for further information on the command, you can click this docs button. You can enable or disable the command here to stop people from using it, and here you'll get some additional options for that command, like an option to set the user level, which dictates who can use the command. For example, you may only want regulars or subscribers to use this command, instead of just anyone and everyone. So if you were to choose regular from this list, then people you set as regulars can use this command. Also, anyone above this level can also use this command, in this case the moderator or owner, which is likely you. On the other hand, any option below the user level you've chosen, like subscriber or everyone, will not be able to use this command. There is a cooldown slider here which sets the minimum amount of time before this command can be used again, which is great for preventing people from spamming that command constantly. Then you can hit submit when you have it set the way you want. Now, aside from these common default commands, you can also create custom commands from this Custom Commands tab by clicking Add a Command. Let's say you want to direct viewers to your YouTube channel. You can create the command !YouTube, then go over to your YouTube channel and copy the URL link for that page from the URL bar up here. Then back in the Nightbot app, you can paste that URL into this message box, along with a message like "See my clips on YouTube." If you then scroll down and hit submit, you'll see the new command details here. And if anyone types !YouTube into your stream's chat, Nightbot will display the message and the link you created in the chat. And then viewers can click that link and they'll be redirected, in this case, to your YouTube channel. But how do viewers know which custom commands you have created? Well, remember back in the default tab, there was this !commands command. If anyone types that into your stream's chat, Nightbot will post a link in your chat that your viewers can click and then be taken to a list of every custom command you have created, as you can see right here. Nightbot can also run a giveaway competition that your viewers can enter, and you can click any of these titles to set who is eligible to enter that giveaway. So, if you want to run a giveaway for just your subscribers, you can unselect all the options except subscribers to do that. You can set a giveaway type, for instance, a keyword, random number, or a giveaway for anyone actively watching your stream. And you can increase the chances of a subscriber or a regular winning the draw with these sliders. You can also set a timeout so that only people who have been active on your stream for a certain amount of time are eligible to enter. Then when you are ready, just hit roll it, and a winner will be chosen and displayed in the chat. You'll see the winner's details in the Nightbot app, and they'll be added to this list at the top here, which is a list of all the winners from today's stream. This is good because it prevents a viewer from winning a second time during this same stream. But if you do want a viewer to be eligible to win a second time, then just click this little circle here and it will drop them back in the draw to win. Moving on, you can see all of the chat logs from your Twitch chat, which is basically everything that has been typed into your chat so far. And if someone said something in your chat that you want to find, you can search for that comment here. For loyal viewers who regularly watch your stream, you can set them up as regulars by adding a user and typing in their username. And now that viewer will be eligible for things like giveaways that you have set to only be available to regulars or above. I'll come back to song requests in a minute, but for now, the Spam Protection tab lets you do things like blacklist words and phrases from the chat. So if you don't want swearing, you could go into the options and block out words like there are a lot of options here and they are all explained quite clearly in text, but one constant across all of them is that you can make certain viewers exempt from any of these spam filters. For example, if you look at this excess caps spam filter, which allows you to stop viewers from using excessive capital letters in the chat, and you click on the excess caps options, you can then choose who will and won't be affected by this particular spam filter by setting a user level here. If you set regular in this exempt user level field, then anyone who you have set up as a regular user or above will be exempt from the spam filter, which means they will be allowed to use caps as much as they like without Nightbot flagging them as excessive. Any user below this level, however, will be affected by the spam filter, and in this case, they won't be allowed to use excessive caps. And this same rule applies for any setting in Nightbot that has this exempt user level field. Now let's set up song requests. Song requests let you and your viewers choose songs to play on your stream, and you'll see two options. Auto DJ is the automatic DJ that will play the song you and your viewers have requested to play on your stream. And playlist is a backup list of songs that you choose, which will play when the auto DJ queue runs out of song requests to play. And to get this working, first you'll need to go into the auto DJ menu and make sure you have song requests enabled up here. Now, it's important to note here that if you want to avoid getting the audio muted in your VODs, which are your past broadcasts, you need to either own the copyright for the music or be using music that has been cleared by Twitch. The reason for this is Twitch TV shouldn't knowingly allow music to be shared without the approval of the copyright holder of that piece of music. And while Twitch will let you play whatever audio you want on stream, to avoid audio being muted in your VODs, it's best to stick with Twitch approved songs where possible. The easiest way to check if a song is Twitch approved is to open up Google, go to music.twitch.tv, scroll down a bit, and in this show drop down menu, select all. And every track listed here is free for you to use on your Twitch stream. To find a track you like, you can search by artist name, track name, by label, or by genres, and you'll see that mostly it's EDM, indie, metal, and hip hop. This list is a bit limited, but it's what we've got at the moment, and it's growing all the time. For now though, I'm going to type Virtual Riot into the artist search box, and take note of this Sugar Rush Barely Alive remix. Back in the Nightbot app, this Auto DJ tab will show all the requests that have been requested so far. Right now though, because no songs have been requested as yet, by default this list will be populated by a Twitch approved Monstercat backup playlist. And we'll clear this out in a minute, but for now you can play, pause, skip, or change the volume of the song that is currently playing. With these buttons at the top, you can enable or disable song requests, clear the entire list out with this clear queue button, and you can request a song yourself by pasting a YouTube URL link or the name of a song in here. So if you type Sugar Rush Barely Alive, which was one of the Twitch approved tracks that we saw before, and then hit submit, that song will be added to the playlist queue down here, ready to be played next. Back up in the settings menu, you can choose who can request songs in your stream and also where they can request those songs from. If a viewer wants to request a song using a YouTube URL link, then they can only use that YouTube URL link to request the song if YouTube is selected in this providers section here. And the same goes for SoundCloud links. If, however, a viewer wants to request a song by name, then when they type a requested song name into the chat, Nightbot will search whatever search provider website you have selected here for that song. So if you have SoundCloud selected here and someone types Flume Never Be Like You into the chat, then Nightbot will search SoundCloud for that song by name. And if Nightbot finds that song on SoundCloud, then that requested song will be added to the Auto DJ queue. This playlist drop-down menu here will dictate which backup songs are automatically played after all the Auto DJ song requests have finished playing. As I mentioned before, by default, this is set to Monstercat's list of Twitch-approved songs, which is all these songs here. But if you go back and set this to channel, Nightbot will instead use the custom list of backup songs that you have chosen yourself to play from the playlist tab. So if you hit submit and then refresh this tab, you'll see all the Monstercat songs are gone, with the exception of the last song that was playing, which means that after this song finishes, no more music. So if you don't want your stream to run out of music, head to the playlist tab, and here you can add your own playlist of songs to play once the song requests from this Auto DJ queue have run out. So to create a list of backup songs to play, you can import an entire playlist from YouTube or SoundCloud that contains multiple songs at once using this import button. For example, if you go to YouTube and type in Flume playlist, you can then get the URL of that playlist by clicking on the playlist, then clicking the playlist name at the top here, and then copying this playlist URL from your browser. Now paste that into the playlist query box in Nightbot, and once you hit submit, after a couple of seconds, you will see all the songs from that YouTube Flume playlist appear in this list. Be warned though, as Flume is not in the list of songs that Twitch has been given the rights to stream, if you get caught playing Flume's or anyone else's songs in your streams, the audio could get muted. Not during your stream, but afterwards in your past broadcasts. aka your VODs. And if you had something really awesome happening at the time on your stream and you or your subscribers try to go back and watch that later in your past broadcasts, well, unlucky. That audio is gone. You can also do the same for individual songs and request them yourself from YouTube or SoundCloud, as long as you had those options available back in the Auto DJ's settings menu in the Providers tab. And you can request your own individual songs two different ways. The first way is by clicking this Add Song button and then pasting the URL of an individual SoundCloud or YouTube song in here. And the second way is you can just type in the name of the song you want instead. So let's use Sugar Rush again, but this time try the Kick the Habit remix as an example and hit submit. Now, Nightbot will search whatever sites you had set in the Auto DJ settings menu search provider tab for that song by name, and then add it to the end of your custom backup playlist if the song is available on that site. So if I go to the last request page, you can see that the song has shown up in your playlist. This song will also now appear on the Auto DJ tab as part of the Auto DJ's playlist queue, ready to be played. Also of note here is that if Auto DJ is playing a song that one of your viewers requested that you would like to save to your own custom backup playlist, you can click this Save to Channel Playlist button, and then that song will be saved to your custom backup playlist. Back in the settings, the Limits menu lets you set the maximum amount of song requests that can be queued up. And by ticking this box, Nightbot will only let people request songs from the current playlist that is selected, which, as you may remember, is currently set to Channel in this playlist dropdown, which is your custom songs that you set on this tab here. I would definitely recommend having this ticked if you want to make sure your viewers are only requesting Twitch approved songs. User limit sets how many songs someone can have in the queue at one time, and exempt user level sets who can just do what they want and ignore all these settings. In the YouTube menu, you can limit song requests to YouTube's music category only, which will prevent people from requesting movies or troll audio. And limit to liked videos will only let people request YouTube videos that have more likes than dislikes on YouTube. And I highly recommend you have both of these boxes ticked. And once you're happy, hit submit. Now I've showed you how you can request songs and set up playlists. How do your viewers request songs? And how do they know what songs they can request? Well, first you need to make sure that in the Commands tab default menu that you enable the !songs command. Now your viewers can type !songs space list into the Twitch chat, and a link will pop up that they can click on that will take them to the list of all the songs that are requested and currently waiting to be played. And this playlist tab shows them what songs you have in your own custom playlist that will play when the requested songs run out. From here, your viewers can request one of these songs to be added to the request queue by typing into the Twitch chat !songs space request space and then the name of a Twitch approved song from the playlist, and then that song will be added to the Auto DJ's queue ready to be played, which is pretty neat. It's worth noting here that if in the Nightbot app's Auto DJ settings menu under the limits tab you don't have this limit to playlist box ticked, then your viewers can request the name of any song that they like. And if Nightbot can find that song on the website that you have set in the search provider field here, then that song will be played and queued on your stream, which may be what you want. Just remember that you run the risk of your audio being muted in your past broadcasts if it's not a song that Twitch has approved to stream. Now, what if you want to add the name of the current song playing to your Twitch stream? Well, if you go back out to OBS, in the sources menu, add a text GDI source. Name it song name, hit enter, and then tick this read from file box and click browse. You can then select your documents folder and you'll see that Nightbot has automatically created this Nightbot folder. Go into that folder and double click this current song text file, and boom, the name of the current song playing and the person who requested that song will pop up here. And you can change the font, color, opacity, and other things with these settings. But for now, hit OK and then drag this song name to where you want it, or resize it by dragging the corners. Now, to get this text scrolling, right-click the song name source you just created, go to Filters, and then click this plus icon here to add a scroll filter, and then click OK. Now, use these sliders to adjust the direction and speed of the scroll, and once you're happy, click Close, and you'll see that song name scrolling away. If you want to go a level further and add a live player to your stream, you can add a display capture. Give it a name like current song and hit enter. Then choose the monitor that you have your Nightbot app displayed on from this list. Untick this capture cursor box and click OK. Then, while holding the Alt key on your keyboard, click one of these corners and drag the left mouse button to crop the display until you are left with only the region of the display that you want to capture, which would be the picture of the current song playing. Then you can drag the box to where you want it, as well as click and drag these corners to resize it normally. Just make sure that you don't cover this Nightbox window with anything like this, otherwise that is what will show up on your stream in this window. And you can do this for any window on your streaming PC if you would like to display something from a different app or web page here. As a final note, this Nightbot app needs to be kept open at all times, and you need to be on the Auto DJ tab for the song request feature to work. If you close the app or change the tab, the music will stop. So if you want to make changes to other Nightbot settings while playing music in the background, just go to Google and search for Nightbot. Click on the top link, log in with your Twitch account details and authorize Nightbot's access, and then make your changes in this web browser instead of the Nightbot app. This way, the Nightbot app that is playing your music won't leave the Auto DJ tab, and your songs will continue to play. The Timers tab lets you choose when you want Nightbot to automatically post in your chat for you. Here, you can add a timer, give it a name like YouTube sub, add the chat message you want, like subscribe to my YouTube, and then paste your YouTube channel's URL link in here. You can then select how often you want the message to appear. Don't set this too short though, or it just spams your chat. This chat lines option here means that actual viewers have to post at least 2 lines of chat before Nightbot posts this message again automatically. This is so your chat isn't filled with the same Nightbot message over and over if no one posts within 15 minutes. And this box tells this timer to call one of the exclamation mark commands. So if you want Nightbot to automatically post a link to the list of songs your viewers can request, you could type exclamation mark songs into this field, and then type list into this message field here. Now, every 15 minutes or after 2 lines of chat, whichever one comes later, Nightbot will post this song command and list message into your chat automatically, which, as we know from the previous section, calls a link to the list of requestable songs. Nice. And finally, integrations lets you do things like use your Nightbot commands in Discord, as well as a handful of other stuff. Help Docs takes you to Help Docs, and the Support Forum tab deletes your entire account and sends all your viewers a message that says, "I hate you all." Jokes. It actually just deletes your browser history. Lol. And now you should be a master of Nightbot and all it can do for you and your viewers. In the next section, I'm going to show you how to customize scenes and breaks to your advantage. And you can also check out my YouTube channel, which is Facepalm with a 4 and a 1, not an L, for a range of free videos covering everything from VR to regular gaming. So I hope this helped, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace! Welcome to the 9th section in my Twitch streaming series. In this section, I'm going to show you how to set up different scenes and breaks with music so you can do things like switch camera angles or screens live, or keep your viewers engaged while you have toilet or food breaks during those long streaming sessions. So let's get it done. In OBS, you can create different scenes which are essentially different screen layouts, and you can switch between these scenes while you are streaming. So, just to be clear, a scene is everything you see in this window, and it is made up of all the sources that we have stacked up here. So, you can use different scene layouts for different games, and also create a break scene for when you need a quick toilet break and you don't want your viewers to stare at an empty room. Just keep in mind that when it comes to breaks, keep them short and only break if you have to break. For real, the fastest way to watch your viewers bail on your stream is by going on a break. So the timer is on when you are in the toilet or grabbing a drink. Just letting you know that now, but with that said, let's set up a break scene. First, let's create a break scene, and you can do this two ways. One way is to create a completely new scene by right-clicking in the Scenes field and choosing to add another scene. Then you can name it Break, and a new empty scene will be created. Alternatively, if you are going to be using a lot of the same elements or sources in your new break scene that you're using in any of your other scenes, then remove this new break scene, right-click on the existing scene and select Duplicate. And now you'll have two copies of that scene, and both will contain all the same sources. Now, right-click the duplicate scene, choose Rename, and name it to Break. In this new scene, remove the webcam and the gameplay from the sources list, as we'll replace that with something more interesting for your viewers to look at while you're away from your stream. To do that, add an image and name it Background. Then browse for an image you would like to use for a background. Generally, I'd recommend something that's on theme with your stream, but you can use whatever you like. Once you have something, select it and click OK. If it doesn't fill your entire background, right-click the source, choose Transform and Fit to Screen, and then move your background image to the bottom of this list so that it is behind everything else in this main scene window. Now, to make this more interesting, let's add some movement. To do that, add an image slideshow. Click OK and then hit this little plus icon and add some moving images to the slideshow. If you don't have any moving images, just go to Google and search for the type of image you want. Add GIF to the end of the search result, then save the GIFs you like to your desktop. Once you have some interesting images, the easiest way to add them is just to click one image. Hold Shift on your keyboard and then click the last image. Now click Open and your images will show up here. Now they will play through one after the other in an endless loop. Then you can change the transition type to a swipe if you prefer. But me, I just like fade. You can change the amount of time an image will be displayed before it changes. 8,000 milliseconds, which is 8 seconds, is default, and you can speed up the transition here, as well as randomizing the order of the images. When you're happy, click OK and drag the box to where you want it. Now, let's back this up with some music. If you set up Nightbot song requests from the previous section in the series, then Nightbot will be playing background music already through this desktop audio option here, and it will also be displaying the name of whatever song is playing here. But what if you want a specific custom song or piece of audio to play during your break? Well, in the Nightbot app, you would need to first pause the song requests, though I'd recommend doing a courteous fade out first. Then back in OBS, you can add a media source, name it break song, hit enter, and then make sure the local file box is ticked, and then browse for a song on your PC's hard drive that you want to play during your break. Just don't forget to loop it by ticking this box here. Otherwise, if your break is longer than the song, there will be silence. And aside from being awkward, it's also a really great way to clear out your viewers. Then click OK when you're ready. Now let's add a basic graphic for this song. First, open up Google Chrome and search for an image of your break song. For this example, I'll head to SoundCloud and find my break song there. Once you have found your break song's image, hit the Start key on your PC's keyboard and type snip, and then select the snipping tool. Then click and drag to select the region on screen that contains the song's name, and save that as an image to your desktop. Then close the snipping tool and SoundCloud. Now back in OBS, add an image, name it track name, hit enter, then browse to the desktop where you save the image. Select the image, click open, and then click OK. Now right click on the track name source and choose filters. Click this plus icon and add a scroll filter. Then use the slider to adjust the speed of the scroll. Then if you want to remove the background so that your image is text only or has a nice gradient effect behind it, click the plus icon again. This time add a color key, hit enter, and in the key color type drop-down menu, select custom color. Then select color, pick screen color, then out here click the color you want to be removed, and then click OK. If it doesn't remove all the color you wanted, then use this similarity slider to adjust the settings. When you are happy, click close, and you'll now have a scrolling song name text image with the gradient background. Now, if you want to take this a step further and get the name of the song on screen and a sick little animated play bar graphic for it, first get rid of the break song and track name sources we just created from this list. Now open up Google Chrome and in the Google settings, go to Advanced Settings and scroll all the way down to the bottom, click this Use Hardware Acceleration When Available slider and then hit Relaunch. When Google Chrome starts back up, go and find the break song you want on SoundCloud or YouTube. Now back in OBS, add a window capture source. Name it Song Graphic. Then from this window drop-down menu, choose the Google Chrome.exe option, which should also have the name of your track in it. Untick the capture cursor box and then hit OK. Now, by holding down the Alt key on your keyboard and clicking and dragging these corners with your mouse, you can crop out all the excess stuff you don't want, leaving only the player that you do want. Now, if you want, you can crop out the background using a color key filter, the same way you did with the image before. A couple of things to note here though, don't resize your Google Chrome browser window, as this will stuff up the orientation of your player window in OBS. Also, if you're planning on being a long-term streamer and you want your viewers to enjoy all your past broadcasts on demand with audio included, it is a good idea to stick to the Twitch recommended songs listed over on the music.twitch.tv website to avoid any potential audio muting or copyright strikes. Now, you just need to build the rest of your break scene by layering sources like you have in the other videos until you are happy with how it's set up. Then, when you are streaming, you can just toggle between the two scenes by clicking on them here. And you may have noticed that the transition between scenes has a slight fade to it. Well, if you want to change that fade effect, just come over here to Scene Transitions. And in this drop-down menu, choose what type of transition you want. Or you can add and remove new types of transitions to this drop-down menu by using these plus and minus icons. You can also change how long the transition you have chosen takes to shift between your scenes, though I've found that the default 300 millisecond fade is pretty good. And that's it for scenes and breaks. In the next section, I'm going to show you how to set up your Twitch TV website, add donations, panels, banners, and cover the #1 tip that will make sure your streamers keep coming back for more. You can also check out my YouTube channel, which is Facepalm with a 4 and a 1, not an L, for a range of free videos covering everything from VR to regular gaming. So I hope this helped, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace! Welcome to the 10th and final section in my Twitch streaming series. In this section, I'm going to show you how to set up your Twitch website profile, add donations, panels, banners, and cover the #1 tip that will make sure your stream keeps people coming back for more. So let's get it done. So first, open up the twitch.tv website and log into your Twitch account. Then click this little drop-down menu and choose channel. This is what viewers will see when they visit your Twitch channel. And because first impressions matter when viewers drop into your channel for the first time, the first thing you want to do is click on your channel name and create and upload a cover image with your logo and other social media sites on it. There are various ways to get a custom image. One way is you can pay someone or get one of your friends to design one for you, or do what I did and create your own custom banner in Photoshop, the same way I showed you how to create a streaming graphic overlay in the 6th section in this series. However you do it, this banner should be 1200 by 380 pixels and less than 10 megabytes in size. Another thing you'll want is an avatar. aka a profile picture, and you can change this by clicking your current profile picture here and uploading an image of your choosing. My main tip here is to keep this simple. If your pic is too busy, it can be difficult to make out what it is exactly, especially on smaller mobile phone screens. Either have a pic of you that's nice and clear, or put your logo in here. The dimensions of a profile pic should be 640 by 640, which will be scaled down to 320 by 320 when you upload the pic. When you have something you like, click update and head back to your Twitch TV channel. The next thing I suggest you do is create an offline video player banner. This is displayed instead of the generic "this user is offline" type message when someone visits your channel and you aren't streaming. To do that, click on your username up here and go into the settings menu. And over on this channels tab, you can choose an image to use as your offline banner. When making your offline banner, I suggest you include images and names of your other social media accounts so viewers can look you up there while you are not streaming. Also, if you have a regular stream schedule, include the times that you regularly stream so that viewers know when to check back in. And again, you would just create this offline banner the same way as your cover image. But for this, you would ideally use an image with a resolution of 1920 by 1080, or at least those same relative dimensions. Back on your channel, let's set up some panels. Panels are little sections that you can make which contain things like info about yourself, links to your YouTube channel, Twitter, or if you intend to make money from Twitch, a donation panel. And I'll show you how to set up a donation panel in a minute. For now though, to edit these, click this Edit Panels button and then create a new panel by clicking on these big plus icons. You can create a regular panel or an extension panel which will show things like your Twitter feed live on your Twitch channel page. For this example, I'll go back up and use a panel I've already created. Here you can give your panel a title, and for something like an info box, just type what you want people to know about you. Just take note here that that when creating text in these panels, you can't just hit a button to bold or underline your text. You have to use a coding language that Twitch recognizes called Markdown. And while that sounds complicated, all it means is that you need to use these little asterisks and other symbols to do things like underline or bold your text, similar to the way you would on Reddit. And if you click this little Markdown text link in purple here, you'll be redirected to a page that shows you all the Markdown codes that Twitch recognizes. Or if you want, feel free to copy mine and use your own details instead. If you intend to make money from Twitch, you can set up a donate button so that people can donate to your stream. You can then link that donate button to the Twitch alerts we set up using stream labels in the 7th section in this series, so that when someone donates to you, a notification alert pops up on your stream for everyone to see. Note here though that in order to accept donations, you must have a PayPal account. So if you don't have one of those, then you'll need to set one up. Now, there are a few different ways and different sites that you can set up donations and donation alerts. But if you're starting out, Streamlabs is integrated the best, is the easiest to set up, and creates a single point for all your alerts and donations, making it easier to customize and keep track of everything smoothly. So to set this up, go to the streamlabs.com website and log in with your Twitch account details if you haven't already. Then on the left here, click on donation settings, and then in this methods tab, if you see a connect button where it says PayPal donations, then click that. Otherwise, you'll need to click this PayPal donations field, enter a valid PayPal address, click submit, and then you'll get a notification saying your PayPal account is connected. If you want to disconnect this account, then just click here and choose disconnect. Once you're connected, click on this Settings tab, choose the currency you would like to be paid in, leave this set to automatic, then set a minimum dollar amount for a donation. And when someone donates and leaves you a message, you can select the maximum character length of that message. You can suggest a donation amount. This is not required, but gives donators an idea as to what a reasonable donation looks like. Though, if you ask me, people taking the time to even donate $1 deserves a shout out on stream. You can change the donation wording to tip instead of donation, change button colors, set the donation memo message that is displayed on your donations page, set up a leaderboard or banner override. These settings are all pretty self-explanatory, and you can hover over these little question mark icons for a description of exactly what they do. Down the bottom of this page is the profanity filter, and this will prevent certain bad words from showing up on your stream, which is particularly helpful if you are trying to keep the stream user-friendly. The profanity filter also comes in real handy when you start using text-to-speech, which we'll set up in a minute. For now though, in this drop-down menu, you can choose what you want to replace profanity in the chat with. You can enable a standard bad word list, which is Streamlabs' list of default words it will always block out. You can also anonymize donator names when they make a donation with a message that contains bad words. Or you can create your own list of custom bad words that you specifically don't want to appear on your stream by typing those words in here and putting a single space between them. Once you're done, don't forget to save your settings. The other field of note on the Settings tab is the link to your donations page. So if you select all this and copy it down, then head back over to your Twitch channel and paste the link you just copied into the Image Links To field of a panel. Whenever someone clicks on this donate image, it will then redirect them to the link you pasted in this field, which is gonna be your Streamlabs Twitch donation page. Before we click that though, add a description of what this donate button is for exactly, and feel free to copy what I have here. Now scroll back up a little and turn off this Edit Panels button to confirm you have finished editing your panels. Now, click on the Donate panel image you just created, and you'll be redirected to the Streamlabs Twitch donations page where your viewers can make a donation. And this is exactly what your viewers will see when they click on that Donate button. Their username will auto-populate this field here. The suggested amount of $5 we set will appear here on the right, though they can overtype that with whatever amount they want. And they can type you a donation message that is limited to the amount of characters you set back on the Streamlabs webpage in this maximum message length box. If you allowed pro subscriptions here, then viewers with a pro subscription can choose an effect or GIF to go along with their message. Then they just need to hit donate down here at the bottom. Now that the donation method is all set up, how do you customize and get that alert to pop up in your Twitch stream when someone makes a donation? Well, go back to the Streamlabs webpage, and in this widget section on the left-hand side, click on the alert box menu. Scroll down a little and click on this donations tab and set how you want your donation alert to appear, just like you did with all the other alerts in the 7th section in this series. And as with that section, you can test the alert in OBS by clicking here, or launch a test window and test what the donation looks like from here. On the same donations tab there, you'll see this text-to-speech option. If this is enabled, then whatever donation message your viewer typed when they submitted the donation will be read out loud on your stream by an automated voice, provided they donated a minimum amount that you set in this field here. You can select what type of voice and what language you want that message to be read out in, and you can also set whether you want the spam filter applied and what volume the voice will be that is reading the message out. Keep in mind here that text-to-speech can be hilarious, but it can also be dangerous for your stream if you are streaming to a younger audience or sensitive types, if the message from the donator contains profanity or things like racial slurs, so be wary. If you want to ensure your stream is somewhat user-friendly though, then make sure you take advantage of the profanity filter back on the donation settings tab. All the usual options are also here, and they are the same as the ones from the 7th section in the series when I covered the subscriptions tab. And if you remember, in that 7th section, you also set these alerts already to pop up on your stream in OBS when you created this alert source. As a quick refresher though, all you did was scroll up to the top of the Streamlabs webpage, copied this widget URL, then in OBS, in the sources area here, you added a browser source, gave it a name like alert, and hit enter. Then in the URL field, you pasted the widget URL you copied down from the Streamlabs webpage, clicked OK, and then you resized and placed the alert where you wanted it to be, which was actually this one here. So I'll delete this duplicate alert I just created. To then test that alert, you can head back over to the Streamlabs webpage, and in the alert box menu, click one of these buttons to see a test alert pop up in OBS containing all the images, music, and message settings that you chose in the Streamlabs page alert box menu. Now, with all that set up, go on back over to your Twitch TV channel, and before you stream, click this edit button below the main stream window here and type in the name of the game that you're going to be playing so that your stream will appear in the search list when someone is searching for that game in particular. Then click done when you are ready. Now click this share button to get the links you need to share your stream on your social media sites like Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, or VK if you're in Russia. Or you can just click this tile here to copy the link to your stream to your clipboard, and then you can paste it wherever you want. Now, at long last, when you are ready to start streaming, head over to OBS and click the Start Streaming button here. And if you want to record your stream at the same time, you can click the Start Recording button here. And whatever you have set in your settings in the Output menu on the Recording tab will dictate where your videos are recorded to, what recording format they are in. I use MP4, and what encoder OBS uses. Me, I use the X264 encoder and set the recording bitrate to 8000 kilobytes per second, as this is enough bitrate to record good quality 1080p footage without taking up too much space on your PC's hard drive. When you are happy, once again, click OK to save all your changes. And finally, after all of these videos, the number one tip I can give you to make sure that your stream has the best chance of being successful is create a regular streaming schedule and stick to it. Streaming good content is a great start, and streaming a lot is also good, but the single best thing you can do to keep your viewers coming back for more is to stream on time and on schedule so that your viewers know exactly when to tune in. And that's it for this entire series. I've had a blast making it, and I hope you can really help me out by sharing it around. And if you like this series, then check out my YouTube channel, which is Facepalm with a 4 and a 1, not an L, for a whole range of free tutorials and videos covering everything from VR to regular gaming and tech. So I hope this helped, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.